Welcome in, y'all. It's your girl, Empress Danny, and we are back with another episode of the Daily Grind. Stay pouring you up a hot cup of joe. Hope this to get that day off to a bright and beautiful start. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you tapping the screen, showing support for the live. Make sure that you guys also check the link in the bio. It will take you to the Patreon, where you can find all the replays that are here on TikTok in case you ever miss. And you can also find on Patreon additional content. Let's check in and get today's messages, looking at the day ahead, getting a couple of channel songs, beginning the day. The first song is Tank, Keep It 100. Okay. I just want to read some of the lyrics. He says, keep it 100. It's all on the table. Eat up if you're able. 100. Give another real me, even if it kills me. 100. I never told you lies until I fell in love with you. I made up in my mind it was just to protect you. And now I feel like such a phony, like I'm not your homie. Because if I was, I had just kept it 100. And now you say you want to know me, really want to know me. But after this, we going to see how you feel. If I just keep it 100, she'd probably be cool with everything. If I just keep it 100, I wouldn't be about to lose my diamond ring. If I just keep it 100 and tell her how to creep on the lawn, she wants the truth, but do she really want to know? If I just keep it 100, she'd probably know, but I'll never know unless I keep it 100. So this is reflecting of someone who may be in a position where they've been dishonest, and they're on the fence, they're on the bubble as to whether or not they're going to remain true. Are you going to be genuine? So there could be some things today that come up that perhaps test an aspect of you as it pertains to your authenticity. Are you going to stay true? It's interesting how he talks about, I kept it real until I fell in love with you. And a lot of times we feel like love has us perhaps protecting people, when in reality, the truth is really what protects or sets people free. And instead of lying to them, because we love them, that love will be instead used in a way that says, I'm going to be honest with you because I care about you and I want you to be free. Love doesn't hold hostage. Hey, Ev, good to see you. But it reminds me of Lauren London, and she was talking about her relationship with Nipsey, and that being something that he taught her, was that, you not possessive of people that you love. Your desire is not to own them. Your desire is for them to be free. When you're receiving love, you want someone to love you because they make that choice freely, not because your lies have held them hostage, and they love something that because they are under the belief of something else that is not real. The second channel song that came up for me is You Got It Bad, Usher. When you feel it in your body, you find somebody who makes you change your ways, like hanging with your crew. Said you act like you're ready, but you don't really know, and everything in your past, you want to let it go. I've been there, done it, humped around. After all that, this is what I found. Nobody wants to be alone. If you're touched by the words in this song, then maybe you got it bad. When you're on the phone, hang up and call right back. You got it bad. If you miss a day without your friend, your whole life's off track. You got it bad when you're stuck in the house. You don't want to have fun. It's all you think about. You got it bad when you're out with someone, but you keep on thinking about somebody else. You got it bad. So obviously that song is talking about signs of being in love. I really do love you. Something about today is coming through. Hey, Vegas Goddess, in the form of acceptance. I do get like accepting. Yeah, I hear Keisha go, I don't love you no more. So this could be accepting I don't love you. It could also be accepting I do love you. This can be even like, in a certain business. I hate doing this job, right? I don't like this business. This is not the role for me. This is not the job for me. It's also accepting I love this. This is what I love, right? This is what I enjoy. And this can even be people, right? I tried, right? But I just, I'm not feeling it. Oh no, it could be like, design, right? It could be hairdo, outfit, anything, right? I just don't love it, I'm over it, right? I feel like there's something of that nature that's at play. And I do get like plenty of signs. I get a lot of signs. There's also something significant about, I do feel like this is very serious. There's something significant about the books of Moses. And for those of you who are familiar with the books of Moses, they contain high magic. So something that there is a lot of the order of Melchizedek is significant, and that's not to scare anyone, because you do have people who are not of the order, who are out of order, who are practicing this magic. And if you've heard me discuss these things before, what I was very clear about is that it will kill them. And so I'm saying that because when people who are doing these things out of order, they self destruct. Okay. So some of you, this means that, yeah, here I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of ninjas trying to rob me of my energies, trying to take the wave from a ninja. What does this mean, right? When you talk about high magic, right? I'm not just talking about like spell books. I'm talking about spell work that comes off the pages. If you guys were with me yesterday, there's been, like I said, it's a lot in the air, but it's spiritual confirmation. There's been a lot of talk about witchery in the form of gossip. So this can be people who are high level, sending things around, spreading word, rumor, in such a way that is completely out of order. That would be an example of high magic to a degree, but it be what again kills their reputation, right? Ruins their opportunities, things of that nature. You also have people who are doing that under the order of Melchizedek because it's the right thing to do. I have to get whatever this is around. This needs to be known. This needs to be taken care of. And so some of you, this is going to put your name, it feels like, in big rooms, in rooms full of people that you may not know, and it gives the energy of it, could certainly put you on the map, put you on the radar. So I don't feel like you need to be fearful, because I was getting the energy of some of you need to know there's some priests that's in their places. It's some high priest that's on duty. And in a general sense, the high priest is the divine masculine. So it's people who are responsible, who take their responsibilities seriously as it pertains to stewardship, as it pertains to faithfulness, as it pertains to covenant, as it pertains to relationship. Thank you for the roses, my love. And I do feel like this should give you a great deal of comfort, because it's going to give you the sense of protection it is that you need, knowing that you are safe, or that they're taking care of you to some degree. Again, I get high priests on their post. So when it comes to that high magic, this is where they're willing to go into the upper room, the upper chambers. I just heard all about you. And you can be comforted in that. And I do feel the energy of like seeing plenty of signs that give you a sense of confidence in that. This does not have to be masculine, right? Because some of you, you might be men, but you're like, who is my high priest, right? This is simply the divine masculine, people who know what to do in order to keep you sane, to keep you protected, to keep you secure, to take care of you, and seeing signs that could even take you by surprise, right? That you are able to be confident in them, because they are secure, and they're demonstrating to you things that make you grounded, and give you, like I said, I get the energy of confirmation, maybe even that you weren't expecting, that I'm a good steward. I'm going to do right by you. I'm going to do what I said I would do. I'm going to, again, be faithful, do as is promised. Also just heard something about participate. I'm going to be involved. I'm going to play my part. I'm going to step up. I'm going to play my role. I like this. Thank you for the love, Jacqueline, and for the follow. Those of you who haven't followed the channel, hit that plus sign right there, especially if these messages are resonating for you. I'm going to shuffle cards, right? I'm going to shuffle cards while I got a chance, right? I don't want to waste all the time. There's also some significance today around location, and specifically given to venue, right? This could be like choosing, a job, but it could be one where relativity is important, right? Have to be close to home or have to be close to the kids' daycare. I feel like there's something significant about location today. It could be choosing a home, right, in proximity to places perhaps that you frequent. It could also be in proximity to availability of certain resources, things of that nature, okay? This feels like the top of the day could certainly be spent. I can't lie, I'm kind of getting in the prayer closet. It could be like doing some things for you, addressing some things that I feel only you can address, right? This can even be facing yourself. So some of you don't neglect the value of like looking yourself in the mirror, right? If you don't look at the man in the mirror, you will look at the devil or the issue or the problem and everyone else and everything else and not look at the issues that are within. And that's what we call resistance, okay? So some of you either may certainly have you in a position where you're being asked to, yes, you may want to do for everyone else. Yes, you may want to do what everyone else wants you to do. But this is perhaps times, I just heard opinion poll, but it feels like take your own advice, take your own opinion, right? Do what it feels like perhaps is best for you. Midday, this brings in, at the top of the day is fire. Midday brings in a combination of ether and fire, which feels like I just heard God putting some stank on it, okay? So it feels as though whatever it is that you were doing perhaps at the top of the day, depending on perhaps what that is rooted in, right? Again, it gives high magic. This is where ether comes in. Why is this important? Because if we are performing high magic and we're out of order in the high magic it is that we're performing, ether comes in to show you how much power there is in what you did, because that power, and this is something that's good for anyone who performs any type of spell work or magic of any type, right? Whether ritualistic, whether maybe it is practical in the workplace, you make that magic happen at work. Some of you, this could certainly be your goddess glow. Maybe you are doing mirror magic. Some of you, this could certainly be any other form of magic that you're doing when you use your resources, you plant your seed. It could be financial. I'm investing my investment magic, right? And just giving, again, normalization to the practice of magic so that we'll stop looking at it as if it's something spooky or scary or automatically means witchery just because you see tools. I just heard that you're unfamiliar with. Familiarize yourself with things you're unfamiliar with. And some people are not familiar with investing. You don't know stocks and bonds. Familiarize yourself with stocks and bonds. That don't mean it's evil. That don't mean it's wrong. So this just brings up an aspect that says everything is all in one bucket. Put all the tools in one bucket. And at the end of the day, today has to do with how you use them. Are you out of order with the way that you're using them? Or is it in order? Because everything it is that you do, every tool it is that you use is first going to take place in you. So if the magic that you're doing first takes place in you, then I suggest whatever you send out, whatever you dispatch, that you have your own house in order in whatever that area is or whatever it is that you're performing. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. This is simply saying, check yourself before you go. I don't know why I just heard dodging. I don't know why I get the energy of somebody on a rampage. And you want to go, you want to lay into someone else. But it could certainly be like with that same energy, make sure you laying into yourself, because if a you is pulled on you, I just heard you won't like it. Okay. So I do feel like that's significant. I just heard, let me be clear. Okay. So I do feel like there is some sort of clarification midday that comes in. And that is where I feel like the teeth come out. I like this energy because where it is that you have first looked at yourself, right? I just heard looked at your own missing teeth, right? And perhaps that is the case. It feels as though Spirit then leads you to do some things that I do feel give. Is it validity? I don't know that that's the word that I want to use, but it feels like it gives this energy of it puts it's not necessarily substance. It's not the word that I want. Sorry, I'm like going through the mental Rolodex, right? Looking for a word that I'm struggling to find. But I feel like midday, you are taking the time to put behind. It's like when you know something, or this could be like, I know this is what I want. I know this is what I want to do. Remember, if we're talking about today, the difference between like, I have to keep it 100, this is what I want, or this is not what I want. If I'm doing that, then I have to be certain of that first. So I do feel like midday could certainly be like getting those assurances, right? And it's almost like, if I'm not certain, let's start there, right? If I'm not sure that this is what I want, then I have to, what feels like God leads me to look at, you know, my desires, right? What do you want? Ask myself, right? What is it? What do you want? What do you perhaps need? Could be, well, thank you for sharing the live. That means so much. That makes it so much more effective. Spirit is leading you. So thank you so, so much. And there's like I didn't realize this at first. There's a repost function where you can just post it on your like repost it on your like FYP, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like, yes, that's giving. It's giving very much. So thank you. Yes, means a lot to me. Anyway, um, this is like where you go through, and I can't lie, it feels like God is showing you yourself. If you haven't kept it 100, God is showing you this, and it feels as though it's almost like, I can't speak. There's nothing that I can say because I haven't kept it 100. And what that's doing is leading you to a position, it feels like, to be honest with yourself so that you can keep it 100 with someone else or in a situation external to you. It also feels like, again, this feels like it has to do with, again, if I haven't kept it 100 about the things that I want or my desires, if I was inauthentic, then this is where I feel toothless. I don't have anything to say. I can't speak on whatever this is because I haven't kept it a band. It also feels like where I have kept it a band, it is I have so much to say, which makes me feel like, because you've been honest with yourself, because you've been real with yourself, you can perhaps be real with someone else. This is like, I have the teeth, or I have every reason or every right, or I have plenty of, what could be like, I have a lot to speak on whatever this is. And I don't think it necessarily has to do with speaking in words, but it's almost like there's a lot of reasons, perhaps, for me wanting this or not wanting this. And what feels like, at very least, the ability to spell it out. And like I said, if not in words, this could be actions. This could also be movements, right? Why do I want you? Why do I want this? This is kind of what it gets. Count it up, right? Run it up. And it could be like the bag, right? It could be like, I don't know why something does feel like, whenever we're talking of the order, it gives, oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. It gives way to the Levites, right? The book of Leviticus could be significant, but the Levites had the responsibility of establishing the order. And this was done through by virtue of numbers. And if you look at the books, right, when we talk about Bible, right, on God, right, we're talking about Bible, we're talking about truth, we're talking about obviously the books, but we're talking about in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. The Genesis obviously was the beginning. The Exodus was the coming out, right? This is my Exodus. And then the Levites was the establishment of order. Now that I'm out, let me get whatever this is in order. Let me establish, or again, what could be like, set the record straight. And so this is kind of like beginning to do some things. So that what feels is a practice or a discipline that is established through the process of going in and then coming out, then creates an order, or a flow is typically recognized, that if I keep doing this, this will continually put me in, I just heard a pedigree, and it feels like it is put me in a position where these repeated actions or repetitive actions will constantly position me to have these same same outcomes, and that Levitical nature where they became disciplined or devout. And what they were doing is production that led to numbers. And they were able to, that was the census where they were able to count it up. This begat that, begat that, begat that, begat that. And I want to spin this for you guys if your mind can comprehend on such levels. That is, I ain't gonna lie, this is Phoenix energy. So it's a deep level of refining. If you can even run with the messages that I'm giving today, realizing that they're coming from a whole different angle, right? Not mundane in nature, very high level. So even if you don't get them, I encourage you to stay, because sometimes these are things that don't click at an elementary level, but as you continue to grow, you automatically in what's the word? I'm sorry, I'm struggling to find my words, because these channel messages are not words. This is why spelling goes beyond spelling, magic goes beyond magic, language and even the word itself goes beyond the letters, if you will, into in the beginning was the word. This is just who I am, is in me. So I am receiving communication by virtue of a vibration it is that I'm receiving, and I'm having to translate that vibration into words that I don't have, but that I definitely comprehend in a very deep place. That is what Jeremiah, the fire that Jeremiah had shut up in his bones, that he had to get out. And perhaps that is part of the fire, is I have to get this out, but it's burning me up inside that I can't get it out, but I want to express it. So it comes out in a myriad of different ways. And I feel like that's important for you guys to know, because if this fire hits you today, you could be in a position where you don't have words, but you are spirit led to take certain actions that express perhaps some poverty of words it is that you have. But I do get this deep, I just heard deep, dark sense of knowing that I feel burns away at anything else that might seemingly overshadow what may have been clouding judgment. Okay. I do feel that's the case. This is beautiful, because if there were people who had judgments concerning you, and maybe they were uncertain or unsure, something that you do today could certainly be, I just heard, removing the clouds and making real. Because if there was, again, going back to Tank, keep it 100, an era of inauthenticity, you got it bad, is ushering in and is making known or making real something is much deeper or more deeply comprehended. And this feels like, I can't lie, it feels like this could indicate second chances. This could indicate, I just heard, repeal. So there could be like laws, or on a very high judicial level. When I think about high levels of magic and the order of Melchizedek, this is where people who operate this is leadership type of energy, but we could begin to see some significant changes taking place, where the real leaders perhaps recognize manipulation taking place at a high level, and they're doing what's within their power to do, or what they know is the right thing to do behind closed doors or behind the scenes. I heard the glory will fall this night. The glory will fall this night. The glory will fall. So I'm not sure what area of your life it is that you've been needing the glory to fall, but the glory will fall this night. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Hummingbirds could be significant. They are messengers, and they are messengers of alignment. So something feels as though today could be riddled. Okay. And just because I said that, right? Remember, guys, I did that message on Cairo and the Sphinx. Okay, so there could be some significance around things not making sense in your life. I'm not sure why whatever this is not going through. I'm not sure why this isn't getting through to them. I'm not sure why they don't understand this, right? If I've been keeping it 100, then why are they not getting it, right? Why don't you see the authenticity in me? Hey, Lady Wise, good to see you. Hey, Juliet, I appreciate your confirmation. This feels like, this could be like if I also hear confessions coming through. If you got it bad and that's not being made obvious or that's not revealed, and this could even be like, sometimes look at this in context with the universe, because sometimes you will do everything it is that you can in service to God and say, God, I love you. I'm faithful to you, right? And like I said, whether this is a person, whether it's a situation, right? I absolutely love doing this, right? Maybe it is like I come on every day, God, this is what I live for. I go to bed so that I can wake up every morning just to be able to do the daily grind in service to you. Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, God. And this can be like crying out to God, why haven't you enlarged my territory? I have been what? Levitical. I have been faithful in my practice to you. I've demonstrated that I'm disciplined enough to do what it is that you call me to do on the regular. Some of you, this is just when it comes to what could be like dedication. I dedicate. This can be like faithful in your service, right? This can be like when taking care of your kids, right? Doing what you're supposed to. I get up, I go to work every day. I've been diligent, right? Maybe it is putting money away. I've been saving like I'm supposed to. In my spending habits, I've been faithful. I've demonstrated discipline when it comes to, maybe it is reading more. Maybe it's praying more. Maybe it is just kind of maybe it's going to the gym, right? On my workout, right? When it comes to doing the things that I'm supposed to do, a good steward in my home. I've been cleaning up like I'm supposed to. It feels like areas of life that are like that. That's like, why can't I take pride in this? Why do I still maybe feel ashamed in some sense? I've kept it 100. I've been authentic. I was real with you. And on the other side of that, I got it bad. When I say I want you, I want you. And I'm just being honest. And I've just, look at the teeth. This is where I've shown you in all the ways, God. I couldn't run the list down of all the things that I've done to show you how real it is, how real I am. I hear Hezekiah Walker, I'm sold out. My mind is made up. I couldn't be more sure. I couldn't be more certain. Then it feels like that leads to all of that realness is after the numbers are done, right? Let me count the ways, right? Shakespearean, right? Let me count the ways. After all of that is added up or counted up, right? Again, first concerning yourself, and then with regard to relationships external to you. After all of these counts, these numbers, right? Well, no, I see Medea with her calculator, right? Some of y'all, it could be that, right? This could be in a settlement. It could be divorce, right? When I add all of this up, right? You owe me 6 million, billion, whatever the numbers are, right? When I count it up, then comes in an energy. That's her, Jordan Sparks. Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. How am I supposed to breathe? I can't breathe when you're touching me. I suffocate when you're away from me. So much love you take from me. I'm going out of my head. Bryson. So this feels like the end of the day brings in this energy where there's a flow that takes pride because the numbers add up. The message has gotten through and there's alignment and things beginning to, I don't know why I feel like begin to go your way. Things begin perhaps even to suddenly work out. And the confidence that you have, because I feel your spiritual knowing gives you a sense of pride in moving in a certain direction or in a certain way. This could mean that the currency is flowing. The love is being shown in a direction. Again, it's like love is being shown because my spiritual eye saw appropriately and I can see the flow of energy is speaking to me in a direction that I know is because I placed my confidence where it deserved or was warranted to be placed. We're going to continue. Yeah, I feel like lots of time to yourself, okay, at the top of the day. And this, it doesn't have to mean by yourself, but it could be like doing things that you want to do. And this kind of gives like the things that it's like when it comes to the direction that you want things to go, or that you're needing some things to go, it feels as though there's plenty of these could be actions, or I feel like you're being spirit is being demonstrated to you at the top of the day. And this is like what could be people doing things that privately, this is God showing you the signs that you need to see in order to give you insight to direction. It's also showing you spirit led. It feels like it's also showing you where spirit is showing you that's not the direction for you. Um, and if I don't know why it feels like indications where spirit is showing that's the right way, spirit is also showing you that's not the right way. Okay. And look at this. What did I say? What I told you guys, man in the mirror, and this is the card that fell for midday. So I do feel like it's what it's doing. Like I said, midday. Then it brings in a mirror image reflection. It shows you yourself. You make manifest devil, right? Remember I was telling you guys about that movie the other day. You make manifest. And this is where again, if I keep it 100, then the circumstances that I'm keeping it 100 with are reflecting to me that same 100 it is that I've kept it. Okay. And this, I ain't gonna lie, it feels like the mirror shows you, I just heard, where you're toothless. The mirror also shows you, I just heard, where you have plenty of teeth. You got, I don't know, I ain't gonna lie, so you got all the teeth in the world, right? Man, are you biting? Some of y'all is this your kids, right? I don't know, it just gives the energy of like reasons. That's honestly what it gives. Plenty of reasons. Fire at the top of the day, fire midday. And this is like, I know myself. I know what I want, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. And it's almost like I know when I'm doing for others. And when I'm looking in the mirror and I'm honest with myself, I know when I'm doing this for me because this is what I desire. And I'm not getting a selfish energy. I'm getting an energy that is I know my soul, and I know what my soul desires. And if my soul, if yeah, I hear Alicia Keys. Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power. Yeah, yeah. Some people live just to play the game. So don't need to be singing Hair with the Frog, right? But it's okay. But I feel that some people want it all. I don't want nothing at all if it ain't you. If I ain't got you. Some people want diamond rings. Some just want every damn thing. Everything. But I ain't got nothing if I ain't got you. So I feel this energy, like I said, whether this is like you giving glory to God. God, if I don't have you, I don't have nothing. I have nothing, nothing, nothing. Don't make me close one more door. Don't make me close one more door. Don't make me close a door on this chapter of life. And that can be what that is, right? Some of you, this can be business. Don't make me close my doors, God. I have nothing if I don't have you, and I've proven that in a number of ways. Look at all it is that I've given to this business. Look at all the sacrifices it is that I've made, God. I don't have anything if I don't have you. If you don't bring growth, if you don't bring increase in whatever this is, if you don't take care of me in this situation, I've taken care of these babies the best that I can, but I cannot afford it anymore, God. If you don't do something, if you don't put your stank on it, like I have given my blood, sweat, and tears, that's high magic. And some of you, that's when you get out of, this is you getting out of your feelings, out of your sacral chakra, is what I heard, where you're doing things just to do it, and you elevate and you bring, like I said, that Kundalini alignment takes place where the serpent rises. It elevates. It no longer has to slither. It doesn't snake. It comes up. It rises. I just heard, and it stands erect. It stands tall like Cobra. Because I have learned I don't need to slither. I can stand tall. And this is where the metamorphosis takes place from a reptilian nature into your godlike nature. And that's where the snake goes from snaking, sneaking, slithering into the caduceus, Archangel Raphael. I am healer. I have risen from that low place, and now I am healer. I am the caduceus. I have the elixir. I have the remedy, and it is me. Some of you did not know that you had that power in you, but you do. And look at this. Y'all, like I said, I can't make it up. Last cards that fell out: sunshine and authenticity. The real you is revealed. The real you is revealed because of the fact that you were willing to take your rightful place and have a sense of pride. Because I kept it 100, I'm keeping it 100. And if I got it bad, it's revealed. But I have every reason to have it bad. Why wouldn't I be proud? Proud family, proud family. Proud family, they'll make you scream. They'll push your buttons. They'll make you want to hug them. It's a family thing. Proud family, proud family. This makes me feel like I have every reason to have pride. And this is love. Again, this is a flow of energy where I do get this sense the rocks will not cry out. I won't let the rocks cry out. I'm going to be honest, because my living is not in vain. All that it is that I've been doing, it's not in vain. Up the road is eternal gain. What does that mean? This my move forever. This my move forever and ever, ever and ever, ever, forever and ever, ever and ever and ever. Let me break it down now. Ancestors in my step. What does that mean? My lineage proves it. My bloodline proves it. What I've been through proves it. Every generational curse has been broken. Every step it is that we've taken has gotten us one step closer. When I look in the mirror, I don't have to be ashamed. I can be proud of myself. I'm not where they were. I'm this much further, and that ain't shame, and then that's taking pride in them. It says you did a damn good job of raising me. Look at how far it is that I've come. Look at the blessing it is that you begat, that keeping the discipline it is that you kept begat, and it brought you all the way to some of you, your ancestors, is so proud of you today. Because when they look in the mirror, they see themselves where you were, and you actually got to be where it is that they wanted to be. And they got to be, I got to be glued to your generation. I got to be in your DNA. Some of you, I don't know why I get an energy of moving to your frontal lobe. Ajna chakra and crown chakra could be very significant today. Because when that kundalini rises and you get out of your sacral, it comes up through your heart, through your throat chakra, which is usually you begin to listen more closely, more attuned. You become more attuned, your listening ear. You also begin to speak more directly. And then when that comes up through the throat chakra, it reaches the ajna chakra, your third eye begins to see things. And if you weren't confident in what it is that you saw previously, you have a sense of pride that you did not have before that gives you a confidence. And the crown is the connection to God that puts that glory on you, that anoints what it is that you see and tells you it crystallizes. Usually when crystallization takes place, the manifestation is what takes place after, because your crystal is actually what projects into the atmosphere opposite you. So when something crystallizes within you, then the light that refracts through you is what you see as a projection in your external environment. So when God blesses it and that glory is upon you, and that crown chakra basically illuminates or brings, like I said, that crystallization, and then the light that emits from you from there is what is again is shown in your world. And I feel like that's what's going to give you the pride at the end of the day. Yeah, I hear you, Clark sisters. You brought the sunshine in my life. You are the lifeline, save my life. So I do feel like there's something that's coming in that's giving you a very strong sense, a reason to be proud, a reason to have pride in that you saw. There's something that you see. And again, whether this is in yourself, absolutely every reason to rejoice. Thank you, Marquise. Appreciate you. The name, hold on, that reminds me, the name Martez or Marquez came up in my meditation. It just reminded me of that when I saw your name, love. Um, but something is coming in, and I do feel like whatever this is, again, surprises today, right in flow, right on time. And this is like, I don't know why I hear double jeopardy. I don't know, maybe something significant about Alex, right? But double jeopardy comes in, and it feels like you are, again, you're shocked perhaps to see it, but this is something, again, being illuminated, giving rise to, again, Kundalini rising in what feels like the perfect time, and having a sense of confidence or pride and what feels like spirit, being spirit led in a certain direction, and what feels like creativity coming in too, or being illuminated and showing that God uses you in the things it is that you do, or where it could be like you show love in your expressions. There's something like that that I feel, again, this is demonstrating alignment, sending a very strong message that you are aligned, and also sending a very strong message that I feel like God is very faithful to you because it's demonstrating, I feel, commitment to you in unexpected ways. Okay. That's what it feels like, unexpected ways. And this can be from people that you don't expect, that you didn't expect. But it's almost like, that giving you a very strong sense of pride, because this is like where you've shown love but maybe weren't expecting to receive any love in return, receiving that love, where you maybe have you have maybe I don't know why I kind of get like this could be like where you I get, yeah, I hear Nina Simone, feelings, nothing more than feelings. So it could be like where maybe it is kind of like, yeah, I hear Genuine now. My whole life has changed. So you never know how you change people's life perspective or point of view. And you could feel some type of way initially, but then what comes back, it could be like someone else gaining the confidence, if you will, to maybe it is kind of like to spread love in some way. Yeah, I hear Lauren Hill. Now the joy of my world is in Zion. Um, I'm not sure, but it feels like whatever that is, like something's coming through, and it feels as though authenticity is being shown or revealed, and it's helping you. Now you can. There's some sort of things. If there was apprehension or other, you can let go of that because it feels as though this is taking some sort of load off or a burden. There's a new opportunity. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. I gotta stop apologizing, right? Because I'm not sorry. I don't even like the word, honestly. Thank you, Tara, for the follow. I appreciate that. If anyone else is here who's new to the channel, I would ask that you would give the channel a follow. Similarly, because we tap in like this, typically on the daily. Sometimes the time varies a little bit. I just allow myself to move and flow. But for those of you who have followed the channel, there is a group chat on my page called the Royal Court. And for now, I have just been kind of notifying you guys when I'm about to go live, so that you're aware. You can get a notification if I am. But for those of you who are a part of it, the desire is to share more information, to be a resource, a point of connection. So I encourage you. Anyway, our card of the day for Cartomancy is the 7 of Clubs that we have here. Thank you, love. So when I'm talking about this is where sometimes we do have what could be like conflict, tension, or struggles that come up in our life. And this says, am I going to, again, going back to Tank, am I going to keep it 100? This says that for every temptation, there's a way of escape. This says for every problem, there's a solution. It also says for every action, there is a reaction, right? And if I've kept it 100, this says for every seed, there is something that grows, even if it's something that dies, right? Because perhaps the seed that you planted killed whatever that is off, right? Or what it is that you did. This feels like today brings in, with the Seven of Clubs, some aspect of a plan. It's going to tell you what to do, and this could be, again, some sort of tension, some sort of struggle, some sort of conflict, but it feels, excuse me, this is like God is giving you the answers. So I have to say, this feels like the energy of an open book test. If I had to say anything about today, this is giving you, I feel, the solution to something perhaps that has been problematic. It has been a problem. And although it may challenge you to some degree as it pertains to authenticity, if you got it bad and you want it bad, then Spirit is, I feel, telling you that the solution or the answer, yeah, I hear it, Mariah Carey again, the hero lies in you. The answer is in the mirror. And when you look in the mirror, and perhaps that image may challenge you, it may bother you, or you may feel conflicted about that image, it's always going to show you the real you. And in that, if you can accept that that's the only plan that God has for you, is the one that's real, not the fake plan, not the one that's made up, but the one that has substance, the one that has the teeth to it, then it feels like on the other side of accepting that, God's going to give you the pride, the confidence, it feels like, in revealing that. And it feels like some sort of crooked way perhaps could be made straight. Some sort of problem, something that was problematic, could become, I just heard, formatic. So perhaps that resonates for some of you. That is what I have for you guys. I love you. Like, follow, subscribe. You know the routine. We're going to go to Spotify, get our brief messages, and then we'll come back and do our extended messages. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Like I said, we'll be right back. Thank you for the roses, Camille. I appreciate you. And hey, Moms Create Again. Good to see you coming in. If you're still here, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. And you can jump in with the extended messages that we'll do, where I'll bring in the tarot. This has just been Oracle, and then obviously the cards of destiny. Know your destiny. Maybe something significant about that. Some of you, may be beneficial for you to know your destiny. But if I can be completely honest with you, and perhaps this is coming in for a reason, I would say I'm 99% sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that if you access that website, that there are people in, we'll just say, the deep state, that are tracking people who access that site, because the information that is contained in the cards, meaning the very deep level, high level information that is contained in the cards, and knowing your birth destiny is something that they have an interest in, because it's very real. And when you access that website, they begin tracking you. So if you begin having experiences in your life, and that's something that you've been looking into, think it not strange. It's not a conundrum that you begin to experience challenges or problems. The deeper that you get into in the internet, it's a web, right? But all spiders, are not good spiders. Some of them are poisonous or venomous. And so sometimes that web will put you in a position where you are getting into something, and it's a demonstration that your consciousness has elevated to a degree that people who are doing things covertly feel challenged. And so they use things like that as a means to be able to try and catch you up, or to trap you. Because once you know your destiny, it sets you free from oppression, free from having to do the things that perceivably you feel like your back is against the wall and that you have to do. So while I'm telling you, there is great power there, I also caution you to make sure you're ready for that level or degree of power, because there will be forces that try you on the other side. But the reality is that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. So though they may try, and try as they may, as you simply delve deeper and you recognize this is the key to my freedom, any opposition you ignore, because you recognize the only thing that can keep you from getting the keys to the kingdom is you, because the kingdom is you. And if you refuse to allow anything to get in the way, to allow anything to set you back, but simply remain devoted, then on the other side of that devotion is going to be the revelation in which you can take great pride in. Not only the challenges perhaps that you face, but the ones that you have very, very clearly overcome. That's what I have for you. I'll see you in